Welcome back to the NCERT Science class of 10th standard. Dear students, in the previous class we have studied about the respiration in human and also types of respiration we have studied in the previous class. Dear students, human respiratory system includes the different parts, that is pair of nostrils, nasal cavity, nasopharynx, pharynx, trachea, bronchi, bronchioles, alveoli, lungs and diaphragm. These are the different parts of the human respiratory system. Next, dear students, the mechanism of human respiratory system. Here, what happens? The air is a homogeneous mixture of different gases that includes the number of gas like nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, argon, dusts, and water vapors that is present in the atmosphere. And we take the oxygen only, we need the oxygen. When we inhale the air, what happens? The air with a different mixture that will enter to the body, and here in the nasal cavity, it contains the hairs, and next it contains the mucus. The hairs separates the dust material and smoke materials by filtration, and next mucus allows only the pure oxygen to enter the body, isn't it? Whatever the mucus and hairs which are present in our nose, that is a God gift, isn't it? That we have studied. And next, that will move through the pipe that is called as the trachea, long tube of cartilage rings, and that are due to why the cartilage rings are present in the trachea, because it avoids the collision of or collapse of air. That means it avoids the collapse, due to which what happens, air will enters into the alveoli region with the different branches of the respiratory tube. Then next also we have studied the mechanism of exchange of gases. Alveoli is a double layered where the blood is filled in the cavities or in the layer, and next air will occupy the space, and next exchange of gases takes place through the process called as the diffusion. Carbon dioxide will move out from the blood and oxygen will enters into the blood, and then blood again goes to the heart for the pumping, and the carbon dioxide will be moved out through the outlet, that is nostrils. Then diaphragm, mechanism of diaphragm, when we take the air, the diaphragm will be moved downward, and when we releases the air into the atmosphere, the diaphragm will flatten or it will move upward. That we have studied in the previous class. Now we are going to study, that is transportation. Transportation means transportation. Dear students, transportation means the carrying of material from one place to another place. You might have saw the transportation in our everyday life, like tractor and the vans, they transport the material from one place to another place of the country, and also from the foreign export and import that is going on. The transportation of material is going on. Here in this topic we are going to learn the transportation in the living organisms. It means transportation in the plants and animals. How it is going on. First we will study the transportation in animals. Dear students, in case of transportation, first of all we have to know the transportation in human. It is going on by the special system that we can say the circulatory system. Human circulatory system, we can say the transportation is going on by the blood. Blood is a liquid material that is going on transporting in our body, isn't it? Then it needs the transportation of blood or circulation of blood in the body is going on by the special system that is called as the circulatory system. The circulatory system includes the main components. The first one is blood. The second one is blood vessels. The third one is heart. Isn't it? There are three components of circulatory system in human being. The first one is blood. The second one is blood vessel. The third one is heart. Isn't it? One by one, we will study about these components. The first of all, about the blood. Blood is a liquid material or liquid tissue in our body. Helps in the transportation of material from one part of the body to the another part. It carries the oxygen to the different parts of the body and brings back the carbon dioxide, and also it carries the nutrient molecules to the different parts of the body to the cellular level and bring back the waste material in the form of urea and toxic material to the excretory part. Isn't it? Later will come below the excretory part. The next, that is going on by the blood, that is transportation is going on by the blood. The blood contains four components. The blood contains four components. The first one is red blood cells. The second one is white blood cells. Third one is platelets. Fourth one is plasma. Yes? Red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets and plasma. These are the four components of our blood. Next, dear students, red blood cells, it is a red in color. That is shortly we are saying, that is we are telling RBC, not RCB. RBC. Next, white blood cell, that is WBC, platelets and plasma. RBC, WBC, platelets and plasma. Isn't it? RBC, WBC, platelets and plasma. These are BC, it is not RCB. Yes, RBC, WBC, platelets and plasma. RBC means red blood cells. These cells are red in color. Red blood cells itself indicates their nature, that is, the cells are red in color. It is due to the presence of a red colored pigment that is called as the hemoglobin. Hemoglobin. The main function of hemoglobin is to carry the oxygen. The main function of the hemoglobin is to carry the oxygen molecule and to give or reach the oxygen to each and every cell. The main function of hemoglobin, which is present in the red blood cells, the red blood cells are red in color. It is due to the presence of hemoglobin. The main function of hemoglobin is to carry the oxygen from one part of the body to the another part. Yes? The next, dear students, after this one, white blood cells, they are the colorless cells in the blood. They help in the killing the foreign bodies of the microorganisms. The main function of WBC is to kill the microorganisms. Isn't it? That is to kill the disease causing agents and give the immunity power. The main function of WBC is to kill the disease causing agents of the microorganisms and gives the immunity power to fight against the diseases or healthy body, to maintain a healthy body, WBCs are necessary. Yes, if WBC counting are going on reducing, we will suffer by the illness. The immunity power will be going on decreasing. We will suffer by the number of illness. Yes. Next we come to the platelets. Platelets. See what happens to your students? You might have experience. That is, you might have know that while playing, you may get any wounds. Everyone have maybe experience of that. You may get the wound. You may get the wound while playing. Maybe mainly on knee region. Yes? What happens? Bleeding occurs first when you get the wound, or elbow region, or somewhere you are getting maybe wound. First bleeding will occurs. After few minutes, the blood stops to flow. First blood will flow. Then after few minutes, the blood will clot at that region. Yes, blood will clot. That is, it is because of the platelets. Blood will clot. It is because of the platelets. Why? Platelets form the network-like structures on the wound. Platelets form the network-like structures on the wound, by which what happens? The blood stops flowing. It means blood will clot and the bleeding will stop. Yes, it means clotting of blood, carrying of oxygen, giving the immunity power to the body. Next comes the plasma. Plasma means the liquid nature of the blood. Whatever the blood is a liquid in nature, it is due to the presence of plasma. See here what happens? Plasma. Liquid nature, plasma, and rest of these things are embedded. Rest of these cells, that is WBC, RBC, platelets, plasma, platelets and all, they are embedded in this plasma. Plasma is a liquid nature. Whatever the liquid nature is there, the liquid nature is due to the plasma. The plasma is the liquid nature of the blood, and these three cells are embedded in this plasma. Yes. Next, dear students, after this one, this is all about the blood. The blood is a liquid nature, liquid material which helps in the transportation of material from one part of the body to the other part. Next, what happens? The blood is having the different components. The first one is red blood cells, that is shortly we can say that RBC. The white blood cells, shortly we can say that WBC. Then platelets, and next plasma. These are the four components of the blood. The next, after this one, come to the blood vessels. Fourth, the second component of the circulatory system is blood vessel. See, if we are having the blood without the blood vessels, what will happen? Blood has to transport throughout the body. It is going on in lower animals like cockroach. It doesn't have the blood vessels. But in case of higher animals, for a huge body, to maintain a huge body, blood needs to transport through the pipeline systems. In our body, the network of pipeline is present. These networks of pipelines are called as the blood vessels. Networks of pipelines of blood or blood vessels. Network is present in our body. They carry the blood. These network of pipes are called as the blood vessels. Here, dear students, blood vessels are of three types. The first one is arteries. The second one is veins. The third one is capillaries. Arteries, veins and capillaries. The blood vessels are three types: arteries, veins and capillaries. Arteries are those blood vessels which carries the oxygenated blood or the blood from the blood from the heart to the body. From the heart to the body. The arteries are those blood vessels which carries the blood from the heart to the different parts of the body. From the heart to the different parts of the body, those blood vessels are called as the arteries. The arteries are those blood vessels which carries the blood from the heart to the different parts of the body. Isn't it? Next, veins are those blood vessels which carries the blood from the different parts of the body to the heart. The blood vessels which carries the blood from the heart to the body are called as the arteries. The blood vessels which carries the blood from the different parts of the body to the heart are called as the veins. Yes. Next come to the capillaries. Here I will show you one diagram. That is, here artery, large size artery, that will branch, again it will branch, again it will branch, again it will branch. Why it is branching? To reach to the minute units called as the cells. Yes, here this one is the artery. This one is artery. This one is a vein. Artery here, heart is the heart. That artery carry the blood from the heart. That is, then veins are goes to the heart. Yes, arteries are those blood vessels which carry the blood from the heart to the body. This one is the body. In the body what happens? Arteries and veins are the large blood vessels. They will not reach to the cellular level. Cells are very minute. They are very larger. Arteries and veins are larger. Cells are very minute. To reach the cellular level, it is highly impossible. It means it has to branch into the minute blood vessels. These minute blood vessels are called as the capillaries. Capillaries are the minute blood vessels. Capillaries are the minute blood vessels which are reached to the cellular level, and transport the essential material And next, they are connected in between the arteries and veins. They are connected in between the arteries and veins. Isn't it? And next, one more thing. Most of the arteries, not all arteries, most of the arteries carry the oxygen-rich blood, oxygenated blood. Most of the arteries carries the oxygen-rich blood or oxygenated blood. Next, most of the veins carries the deoxygenated blood or carbon dioxide rich blood, but not all veins carries the deoxygenated blood. Most of the veins carries the deoxygenated blood or carbon dioxide rich blood. And next, most of the arteries carries the oxygenated blood or pure blood. Next, most of the veins carries the deoxygenated blood or impure blood or carbon dioxide containing blood. Isn't it? Next, dear students, arteries which bring the blood from the heart, arteries which bring the blood from the heart and goes to the different branches and reaches to the cellular level by a minute blood vessels called as the capillaries, and from their capillaries again it has to bring back to the heart by the different branches, and again it will go to a single blood vessel that is called as the veins. Large blood vessels are called as the veins to the heart. Here it brings the oxygen to the body, then from the body it collects the carbon dioxide and goes to the heart for the purification, again it is sent to the lungs. Isn't it? Here the arteries and in between the arteries and veins, in between the arteries and veins, the minute blood vessels are connected, that is called as the capillaries. These capillaries are the common path for the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Common path for the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood, that is called as the capillaries. Arteries, veins, capillaries. Yes. Next, dear students, the third main component about the heart. Dear students, heart is a muscular organ which is made up by the cardiac muscles. In 9th standard, you have studied about the cardiac muscles. The heart is a muscular pumping organ which is present in the cardiac cavity, which is made up by the cardiac muscles. Yes. The next, dear students, in 9th standard about the cardiac muscles we have studied is the involuntary muscles, cardiac muscles, and heart is present in the cardiac cavity. Cardiac cavity, it means in between the two lungs. Here in the two lungs, the cardiac cavity is present in that gap. In the cavity, the heart is present, and its lower part is bent towards the left side. See here, the human heart, the structure of human heart is here. The structure of human heart, it is larger as our fist. However, our fist is there, closed fist. It is larger as our fist. It is lower part. It is larger as our fist. See, it is a muscular pumping organ which is present in the cardiac cavity. Its lower end is little deviated towards the left side. Yes. Next, dear dear students, the heart shows continuous contraction and relaxation. Contraction and relaxation. Contraction and relaxation. Contraction and relaxation it shows. Meanwhile, it produces a sound. Meanwhile, it produces a while contraction and relaxation. Yeah. Meanwhile, it produces a sound. Lub dub. Cardiac or the heart shows the contraction and relaxation. Contraction and relaxation. Heart shows contraction and relaxation. It produces a sound lub dub. It produces a sound and it produces a sound lub dub. Next, dear students, it contains 4 chambers. The human heart contains 4 chambers. 2 upper chambers called as the auricle. The 2 lower chambers are called as the ventricles. Isn't it? 2 upper chambers are called as the auricles. 2 lower chambers are called as the ventricles. Again, these auricles and ventricles, they are separated by the septums. These auricles and ventricles, they are separated by the septums, that is into the right part and left part. Into the right part and left part. The right part, again they are called as the right auricle, and left part is called as the right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle, left ventricle. Like that, the 4 chambers are there in the heart. Next, dear students, we will study about the structure in detail in the next class.